What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Saturday. It's Saturday, July 8th, 2023. I'm your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast. Hey, I want to remind you, please subscribe. We've got a ton of views. We are almost at 350,000 views for this channel, and that's a big deal for us. We just crossed 2,000 subs a couple of weeks ago, so pumped to have everybody aboard. And our new goal for subscribers is 3,000. That's 3K by week one. Game one, week one. We've got just under 2 months to get that done. I think we can do it with your help. Please share this channel with anybody you can think of that likes football. They don't have to be Buckeye fans. Matter of fact, I know for a fact a lot of Michigan fans watch this show. So appreciate you for doing that. And we're talking recruiting updates. Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to get some more recruiting updates. We're going to kind of map out decision dates as we have them so far, and a couple kind of lingering decisions that the dates haven't been finalized. So anyway, today we're talking recruiting, 2024 class. I promise we'll get back to the 2025 class again, but it's been pretty quiet so far. And we will get into some position previews with the current team starting next week. I promise we'll take a little break from recruiting, but we'll keep you dialed into any changes or any news that breaks. So, and that's another reason to subscribe to the channel. I do a breaking news segment every time we get a commit or something major happens. So, another lovely reason to subscribe to this channel. Anyway, today we're talking offense. Mostly offense in this 24 class is solidified: quarterback, running back, tight end, of course, but O-line, specifically tackles and wide receivers. We're looking to get at least one more tackle on the O-line, and then probably 2 more receivers if possible. So what are the options? We've got our targets. We offered a ton of dudes, but we're kind of getting to a point where guys are making their decisions, over the next month and a half. And there's going to be some guys that linger into the fall. But so let's look at the tackle right now. We've got 4 in: Ian Moore, Mark Nave, and the Armstrong twins, right? So all Midwest guys, 3 in-state guys. Ian Moore, one of the best in the country from Indiana. So now, what are the options? So we have offers out to Brandon Baker from Mater Dei out in California, and then Gerby Lambert. So let's talk about Gerby here, the Gerbster. He's from Catholic Memorial in West Night at the Roxbury, Mass. Got to work on my Boston accent. Now, leave it alone. Don't touch it. He's 6'6", Gerby is, 280, 4-star. He's a high 4-star, 9.748. Nationally, number 49 in the country and number 2 tackle in the country. He's a really serious kid. So is his family. They did come for an official visit. He was hosted by Donovan Jackson. The Buckeyes feel like they made a good connection with Gerby, but everything's going to come down to personal development. And the Buckeyes are in the running. He took official visits in June to Notre Dame, Boston College, Harvard, and obviously the Buckeyes. So right now we have a crystal ball to Notre Dame. I think that's a little premature, crystal balling, whatever, but no decision date set. I can't imagine this kid's even going to tell anybody when he does commit. It'll probably be the school announcing it that gets him. So we'll see what happens there. I assume that Justin Fry is working on him, and just gotta, you got to wonder if big time college football is really in the cards for him. Is that a passion? If Harvard and Boston College, which are very close to him in proximity, if he's considering those two, I don't know. I'm not sure he's ready for big time ball, but we'll see. We'll take him. I mean, we'll take him. Next up, Brandon Baker from Modern Day, 6'5", 285, the 5-star, nationally number 21 player in the country, number 1 tackle in the country. Justin Fry made it clear that he views him as a priority. He's visited USC 9 times, obviously being from Cali, Oregon 6 times, Georgia 3, and then Texas, Ohio State, Nebraska 2 times each. No crystal balls or anything for him yet. He does have 3 of those RPM things on On3's website. I don't know what the fuck that even means. But 3 of those to Oregon, and no decision date set for him as of right now. So there's one dude that does not have an offer. Those 2 guys had offers, but there's one dude that I'm looking at. I was just looking at the rankings. I'm not going to look at anybody under a 4-star along the O-line because that's just a project anyways. So Bennett Warren does not have an offer from the Buckeyes. He's from Sugar Land, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston, basically. He's 6'7.5", 330, a 4-star. He's a 9'3", 9'6". Nationally, he's ranked in the top 200, top 150 actually, number 142, number 8 tackle at his position, and he's taken official visits to Michigan, Texas A&M, and Ohio. I almost said Ohio University, Oklahoma. Yeah, okay. And then one to Virginia. So anyway, that was I'm sorry, 1 official and 1 unofficial to Oklahoma. Anyway, fucked that all up, didn't I? He's also taken unofficials, 3 to Texas, 3 to Houston. So those are local schools relatively. Houston's only like 2 hours from Texas campus. So then he's visited Rice, Texas Tech, TCU, LSU, and Oregon 1 time each. So he hasn't been on campus at Ohio State yet, but if he doesn't have any decision date yet, so maybe his decision is going to go into the season, maybe a December signing kind of thing. So if he can, reach out, touch base, see how he looks in his first few weeks of his senior year, then make the connection and maybe get him on campus for a game day. But right now, there's no other tackles worth looking at until the rankings are updated after the season begins, really. So anyways, let's talk receivers. Everybody loves receivers. Got Mylan Graham, Jeremiah Smith in the class. Now, this opens up. We've got some interesting things. Well, not interesting. Jeremiah McClellan seems to be talking to Oregon quite a bit. So that might open the door for a JoJo Trader from South Florida, teammate of Jeremiah Smith, and a couple other guys we may circle back on. So let's talk about JoJo Trader here. I did a kind of a longer breakdown on him from Shaman Banana Prep. I love saying that. So the Buckeyes are looking for a slot receiver in this class. They don't have that yet with Mylan and Jeremiah. So with JoJo, you got a 6'1", 175 guy, 5-star. He's a 9'8", 9'3", nationally number 22 player in the country, number 3 athlete. They got him listed as an athlete because he plays both ways. He's a pure slot receiver, exactly what the Buckeyes are looking for. He could be a late add-on in this class as a 3rd or 4th receiver. He's one of the best at tracking the ball in the air, making acrobatic catches. He's not the biggest dude, obviously, at 6'1", 175, but he plays much bigger than his measurables. He's one of those tempo-based route runners that will change gears when he has to shake a defender. He reminds me of this description reminds me of JSN. This guy makes high-level catches look easy. He's got a burst and vision in the open field after making the catch, get those yak yards, and like I said, he also played corner throughout his high school career and 7-on-7. They're on the South Florida Express team. He played with Ennis, Tate, Jeremiah, Malik Hartford, all those guys. So he can shut down one side of the field as a corner in 7-on-7. So he'll probably end up, sticking with receiver. And playing with Jeremiah at Ohio State could be an option, but people close to him are pushing Miami. They're, the South Florida shit. The in-between school would be Florida State. Keep him relatively close to home. It seems like it takes you longer to get from Miami to the Panhandle than it would be to be in Columbus, fly. It's only like a 2.5 hour flight, Columbus to Miami. I'm not sure I see the equation there, but anyway, looks like the Canes have the edge right now. Since Elijah Moore committed to Florida State, remember Elijah Moore from Maryland committed to Florida State this week. Hartline is probably going to crank up the heat, and he does have a great relationship with Trader. He's, it's one of his best recruitments so far. Just maybe it's not worth paying attention to until the fall because it's probably going to go down to the wire. Right now, he has a crystal ball to Miami and one to FSU. So he's taken 5 unofficial visits to Miami. He's taken 3 to Florida State and Florida, 2 to the Buckeyes, and 2 to Texas A&M. He visited Ohio State back in September for the first game of the year last year, and then also last spring in April. So no official visits. He hasn't taken any official visits yet. So that's why I say this is going into the fall, and you could see him, maybe coming to Columbus for a game day. I would bring him in early in the year, though, before it gets fucking cold. He's from South Florida. Don't forget that. So, all right, another receiver. We're going to have to circle back on Keelan Adams. You might remember him from Virginia. Has an offer. He's 6'1", 175, probably perfect size slot receiver again. He's a 4-star, 9280. He's number 187 in the class, number 28 wide receiver. He's taken 5 visits to Vatech, 3 to Penn State. He's only taken official visits to Vatech and Bama. He'll be announcing here July 13th, so less than a week away. Right now, Vatech is the leader. So if Brian Hartline can crank up the heat and get something done, we'll see. Looks like Keelan Adams, that ship may have sailed. We'll see. He's got a few days to work with. Next up, Micah Hudson does have an OSU offer, 6 foot 190. He's a 5-star, 9960 nationally, number 8 player in the country, number 2 wide receiver in the country. He's taken 1 official visit and 4 unofficials to Texas Tech. He's taken 6 unofficials to Texas A&M, 5 unofficials to Texas. Right now, Texas Tech is the leader. Yeah, I said that out loud, and it's true. Texas Tech is the leader for a 5-star wide receiver. Lubbock, Texas. Yeah, they still play there. All right. I don't know, man. I can't explain it. I can't explain these freaking kids sometimes. Anyway, best of luck to him staying in Texas. Apparently, he really wants to stay there and no interest in coming up to Columbus. So let's keep it moving. A couple guys here with no offer from Ohio State yet. Mike Matthews, he's from Georgia, 6'1", 180. He's a 5-star, 9950, number 12 player nationally, number 4 at his position, wide receiver, by the way. He's taken official visits to Clemson, USC, Georgia, and Tennessee. Right now, Tennessee is his leader. Maybe he wants to stay close to home. Tennessee's right there. So we'll see. Again, but this is a guy I pulled out of the pile because A, 5-star, B, from Georgia, and 3, he might be interested in coming just a little further north of Tennessee, just a little bit, but we'll see. No decision date there yet. One more dude. Oh, I got 2 more dudes here with no offer yet. Bradell Richardson. He goes to Carrollwood Day. It's in Tampa, like East Tampa. He's 6'1", 185. same size as those other guys almost. So that's why I'm looking at size and ratings. We were looking for a slot, so that's about the size. And he's a 4-star, 9073. He's nationally a top 300 and number 43 at his position. Another dude is Hardley Gilmore. He's from Pahokee, Florida, South Florida. 6'1", 165, so a little bit smaller, but 4-star, a 9055, top 300 guy, and number 44 receiver in the country. Does have a crystal ball to Kentucky. So we'll see what happens there. But those are some guys that I would keep my eye on, keep them on your radar. If things don't work out with Jeremiah McClellan, the St. Louis receiver, if he does end up going to Oregon, then we'll have to shift gears and look at JoJo Trader and the rest of these guys. So that's all I got for you today. Talk defense tomorrow. All right. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.